Hi Sagittarius, happy December. I'm going to be going through your reading for past, present, or future energies, which also could be for the body, mind, and spirit. And then I'll also be doing a love card and then a health and wealth that's associated to an affirmation that if you kind of keep remembering that it'll sort of sustain you for the month. So with that being said, I'll just sort of give you the energies that I was getting as I sort of tuned into your energy. I do feel like there's a feeling of a father energy that's around. So again, this could be crossed over or it could be here in this physical life, but I feel like that has an influence in some of the transitioning that you're going through at this time. So I just feel like that's kind of the energy that's popping up for you. And I do feel like this feeling of you sort of standing in your own strength and your own power this month. It feels like a liberating month for you. I feel like the energies of what you've going through, you've kind of you're looking through that, kind of reminiscing of the past, the reflection in the mirror, and saying, you know, I'm just not the same person I was when I started this year. I'm a much better version, but it's all your life experiences that have pulled you through. And it's like this feeling of, it's almost like when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't see who you saw before, but you see someone better. And so I just feel like that's really strong for your energy. And I just feel like that's, it just feels really good for you. So I feel like I'm really positive in terms of, like, I'm looking to 2020 with much clearer vision, no pun intended, but it just feels really good for your energy. So we'll pull out the cards and see what Spirit has to add in addition to the messages for you, Sagittarius. And I always set the intent for sun, moon, and rising. So I just want to put that out there that this would apply to all. Okay. Okay, and as I'm sort of, I just keep going, Spirit will usually kind of give a shout out in terms of if any energies or anyone that I need to acknowledge. And I'm getting an R name. Now this might be a Rochelle. I actually heard the name Rochelle. I don't know anyone by that name, so it's not like generally in my reference bank, but they got me to acknowledge that. So there could be another R name that's close to that. So I check with the vibration of the energy, not necessarily they'll kind of pop it into my energy. Let's see here, and then we'll do a final. Gosh, what was it? I can't remember the one that, there was another sign that just got that freedom, and I don't know if it was Taurus or what, but it's almost like I was getting that vibration for you guys as well, so you might have a connection with a sign like that. Let's see, what love do you have for Sagittarius? Like new beginnings, new beginnings. Okay, this card just popped out. Okay, all right, interesting here. All right, perfect. Okay, so as I just sort of tune into your energy and what I'm getting here, so again, I do feel like there's a lot of like looking reflection from the past. You know, we're coming into the month of December, and it's just this feeling of looking back. Now, you guys also, and happy birthday for any of those of you that celebrate within the month of December. And I was just getting that, the solar return, solar return. You guys are going through that solar return. Well, of course, that makes perfect sense why you're sort of, I mean, it's at the end of the year, but it's also your solar return where a lot of people in general do the reflection, but you guys have a significant reason for doing that because you're kind of at your new birth year and you're looking at things and saying, okay, what do I need to release and what do I need to carry into the new year with me? But I do feel like there's certain, so as I'm just sort of like, we've got the opportunity card, we've got the resistance card, and this is the card 25 or 7. We've got freedom, and then we've got consider your foundation. Let me just see here what this one says. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Okay, and I think this is the card 50. I cannot see that very well, but let's see. Yeah, that's okay. And it's interesting, I'm being drawn to the house here. There's something significant about the house and that foundation. And I mean, it says consider a foundation, right? And so we've got a house, but a house is built upon a foundation. And so I just feel like there's certain things that you're kind of looking back and looking through the reflection glass at and seeing certain things that are moving forward and what no longer serves you. But I feel like a lot of this is within you. So again, a lot of time it starts within our physical body, and then our lives start to have a physical manifestation of what's going on within us, within our mind and our soul. And so I just feel like you're doing a lot of reflection. I feel like it's good for you, but I feel like you're going into 2020 with here's who I am and here's who I'm not. And I feel like some of you, as I say that, I do feel like some of you are still kind of like, you know what, here's who I am. I'm still in the space of I know I have so much more to learn and I'm still trying to figure it out, but you're moving forward anyway. That's the story of all of us, but it's almost like you're giving yourself more runway than you have in the past. I feel like in the past you may have been like, I really need to know who I am. I need to be clear on what this looks like. But now I just feel like you're like, I'm undefined, and that's okay. So it's like that song by Natalie Imbruglia, The Dirty Window. What is that? Anyway, you know what song or you might. I'll pop it in the bottom below so you can know what that song is. But anyway, it's really about that song. Like if you had an anthem for this year, for this month, it would be that song. It's like the rest is still unwritten is what it is. It's this feeling of going into this new year and knowing that you're not quite there, but you're okay where you're at right now. And that's freedom, right? That there's a lot of freedom in being okay with where you are, because I feel like in the past that may not have always been the space that you've been in. I feel like it's this feeling I've got to do this, I've got to do this, and it's like, you know what, we're just taking it one space at a time and we're moving forward. And as I keep saying that, I mean, you've got the freedom card here, and there's something very freeing about being in that space and letting go of the resistance. Because I'm seeing this resistance here, and this might be the space that some of you are in right now, but I feel like you're walking away. I mean, a lot of times we hold on just before we let go, right? We try one last time to hold on to what serves us or what we feel like serves us, and then we just have to let go because it's just not working anymore. But the other significance that I have here as well, I mean, you could see it's all about nature, and it's about holding on to what matters and letting go of what doesn't. And so I know that's not really what face value, what you might see here, but that's what I'm getting with that energy. So I just feel like it's really good for your energy in terms of this, like hang on, it's next year. I'm going to be doing the 2020 readings, and I'm kind of really excited about those. It's going to be a little bit longer, but I just feel like you're in this good space right now of being able to purge for the new year. So let's see what just general health and wealth affirmation or final message that's for your sign, Sagittarius, for the month of December. Okay. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. So, I mean, that's beautiful. And this is really about, I mean, this is kind of, that really, when I just sort of tune into that message and I ask Spirit, like, what else does that mean? It feels like really kind of what I was saying and what I was getting from Spirit is that, we all have the dark and the light. And we can focus on whatever works for us at that moment in time. But I feel like this is just kind of seeing that light within yourself. And, sometimes we might reject that light. We reject the dark or we reject the light. But anytime you sort of reject anything, it's like what you resist persists, and it can't help but come to the surface. And I just feel like there's this feeling of don't reject any aspect of yourself. Honor all aspects of yourself, but also know that you were created in the likeness and image of love, and that's all you have been, and that will always resonate within you. So I just feel like for you, this is really a space and time of knowing that and honoring that within yourself. But this is really about sort of looking at the foundation too of the things that you've built, and looking at it through the lens of love. Did I build this out of fear, or maybe that dark aspect of myself? And maybe, you know, you can build, it's almost like I'm being shown kind of like a wall, right? And so you can build a wall to sort of protect your energy, or you can build a wall to isolate yourself from the world. And so it's one thing if you're doing it in the sense of, you know, comfort and peace, and I just want to be able to like walk out of my house naked and have the wall and not feel like I'm being watched, or if I really don't trust the outside world and so I'm doing it out of fear. And so you really have to look at it through that lens of what is it, what's safe and sacred for you, and how are you looking at things. So I just feel like that's kind of what I've got there in terms of the energy. I do want to pull one other card in terms of love. I just feel like I'm being pulled to do that as well. What's regarding this foundation? Okay, true love. All right, the love. Oh, sorry. This love is once in a lifetime love. Wow. Wow. So this might even be a situation where some of you, there may have been like a third party love situation that you've sort of held on for a long time, and you realizing now that that's not serving of your energy and your mood. And as I'm saying that, it's like I see a face down here. It's like a face of a man. I do feel like that male energy, and they might start with the letter P. There's a P energy that's coming in too as well. But I just feel like this feeling of sort of like taking stock and assessment of the things in your life, and there may have been a sort of fantasy or feeling that no longer serves you. The foundation was flawed, and therefore you're breaking away from that and you're going towards that space of love. And sometimes I'm just speaking from things I've experienced as well. Sometimes when you feel like there's a concern with the situation, I don't want to say concern. Sometimes when you're in a space where you feel like something, the bottom might give out, you create a contingency plan. And so I feel like Spirit's telling you to let go of that contingency plan, because it's set on flawed foundation. It was set based in fear, not based in love. And I feel like that's the best way I can describe it. And so letting go of that fear and giving into that space of love, I feel like there's the freedom for you. So Sagittarius, I do hope you have an amazing December. I wish you all the best, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Namaste.